Hey everyone, I'm Jeshua, and this is Reviews of the Nerds. Today, I'm reviewing the tabletop fantasy role-playing game, Ryuutama from Kododama Heavy Industries. It's said that the journey matters more than the destination, and Ryuutama takes this feeling and builds an entire experience around it. It presents itself as a casual, rules-light tabletop RPG that focuses heavily on exploration and survival. And though that may sound like a grim-dark and gritty game, Ryuutama is bright, playful, and chock-full of whimsical charm. A quick flip through the book, and you'll see mountains of JRPG-inspired art, layout, and design. The magical and carefree look and feel of the book is honestly one of my favorite parts about the game, and is a welcome change from the deep, vast, and dramatic settings I usually favor. In Ryuutama, you won't find grand knights with jaded pasts or mysterious wizards with ulterior motives. Instead, players will play as a merchant, noble, or even a farmer who, due to an ancient and cultural custom, must become travelers at least once in their life and embark on a grand journey of their own. Along the way, you'll deal with inclement weather, adventuring hazards, and wild monsters on your precursory journey. Ryuutama is a simple 2d6 rollover target system with very few modifiers. However, there's a ton of subsystems that keep the game interesting on every leg of your journey. Combat is heavily inspired by the 8-bit and 16-bit era of RPGs. Your characters have different frontline and backline combat capabilities depending on where they stand. Even the static battlefield in combat begs for a swirly, whooshy transition and a heart-pumping battle music cue. Ryuutama offers so much for such a charming book. Monsters you defeat drop raw materials that you can use to craft new items and gear, inventory management is key, and even the seasons play a major role in how you travel the world. I give Ryuutama a 7 out of 10. I'm Jeshua, and this has been Reviews of the Nerds.
This week in Nerd History, bad discernment. Nerd History. Okay, that pun isn't going to play well on audio, but CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, made a huge discovery and shared it with the world on September 22nd, 2011. A discovery that would turn the scientific community on its head. The laws of physics had been officially broken. Scientists working at the facility have discovered that subatomic neutrino particles may have traveled through the 17-mile-long particle collider at faster than the speed of light. The only thing is, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. The father of modern physics, Albert Einstein, formulated his special theory of relativity based on the fundamental law that nothing can move faster than the speed of light. That is 299,792,458 meters per second. Why is that such a big deal? Because a discovery like this could open the doors to new, never-dreamed-of tech, including the hypothetical ability to break the time barrier. The neutrino beam in question was clocked at traveling 60 nanoseconds faster than the speed of light, and scientists only put the margin of error at 10 nanoseconds. CERN spokesman James Gillies said at the time, "The feeling that most people have is this can't be right, this can't be real." And as it turns out, it wasn't. Discoveries like this are always peer-reviewed and double-checked. Almost as soon as the announcement was made, physicists began trying to poke holes in the Opera analysis of these neutrinos, and by next February, researchers from within the Opera team announced that they had uncovered possible timing problems with their original measurements that could have led to a 60-nanosecond discrepancy. When re-evaluating the findings, they found many neutrinos traveling at near the speed of light, but no faster. CERN did confirm in June of 2012 that their results were caused by faulty machinery. And while it may seem like a huge blow to the team, CERN research director Sergio Bertolucci was happy that science did what it does. He said, "The story captured the public imagination and has given people the opportunity to see the scientific method in action. An unexpected result was put up for scrutiny, thoroughly investigated and resolved, in part thanks to collaboration between normally competing experiments. This is how science moves forward." So, put your DeLorean back in the shed, Doc. No time travel just yet. I'm Radio Matt. See you next time for more Nerd History.
Hey everyone, I'm Hector Miray, and this is Faith and Fandom 180 on LTN Radio. So one of my favorite things about the MCU is the fact that everything ties together so beautifully and brilliantly. Like, way better than any other pop culture medium has done in a very, very long time. The fact that stuff that was dropped in 2008 can still fit beautifully with stuff that's dropped in 2021 just shows how good they are at crafting a story. Like, just watched Shang-Chi in theaters, and there was stuff in there from Iron Man. There was a lot of stuff from Iron Man 3. There was stuff from Hulk. There was stuff from other movies that you needed a good base knowledge of the other stuff to actually be able to get the full experience. And, you know, some people just, they jump in at weird spots. We have a 13-year-old neighbor that's friends with my daughter, and she started the MCU with WandaVision. Like, that was her first exposure to the MCU. And my daughter had a cow and flipped out. She's like, "No, you can't do that. You gotta do all these other things." And I'm like, "Calm down, be patient, watch them with her." And so my daughter made sure she watched all of the stuff with her friend. When I was in theaters watching Endgame, there was somebody sitting beside me that had never seen any MCU stuff. Like, Endgame was their first Marvel thing. And I'm like, I get that you can jump into these stories and only, focus on the newer parts. But the reality is, when you have a good knowledge and understanding of the whole base and foundation, it makes everything else better. And that's one of the things I see in scripture, is that we're a New Testament society. Like, we're all about Jesus, we're all about the Gospels, the epistles, and for some weird reason, a lot of people are really, really, really about Revelation. And we just act like the Old Testament doesn't really matter as much anymore. But honestly, everything in the New Testament beautifully reflects all the work that God did to lay down that foundation in the Old Testament and through all the years that came. Isaiah 55:11 says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." God gave us all of the Old Testament as well as the New Testament so we could understand it all better. So enjoy all of it. Remember to catch Faith and Fandom 180 every Wednesday morning on the Back Row Morning Show, only on LTN Radio. And if you'd like to learn more about Faith and Fandom, head over to faithandfandom.org, where you can learn about our Comic-Con ministry, podcasts, memes, apparel, and book series. You can even read new chapters before they make it to the next book. I'm Hector Miray, and thank you for spending the last 180 seconds with me.